New details on the deadly attack at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado and the accused gunman's criminal background. 3 people are dead, including a police officer. Holiday shoppers break a record spending billions online. But on Small Business Saturday, the hope behind buying local is to prop up mom and pop.
They want to make sure that these kinds of stores stay in the community.
Jump to the ball now, now, now. And the King of Queens, one of New York City's all-time basketball greats, will see if you can go home again.
This is the CBS Evening News.
Good evening. I'm Jim Axelrod, and this is a Western edition of the broadcast. Tonight, police in Colorado Springs, Colorado, are trying to figure out why a gunman attacked a Planned Parenthood clinic yesterday in our nation's latest mass shooting. The accused gunman, 57-year-old Robert Louis Deere, is expected to be in court on Monday, arrested after a 5-hour standoff. Today, vigils were held for the victims. A police officer was among the 3 people killed in the attack. 9 others were hurt, including 5 other officers. Our coverage begins with David Begnaud in Colorado Springs.
A desperate police officer screamed for help as SWAT teams responded to an active shooter in Colorado Springs. Amid the chaos, suspected gunman Robert Louis Deere moved calmly and methodically, according to Colorado Springs Mayor John Suthers. He says police commanders were watching Deere through security cameras inside Planned Parenthood.
And they were able to trace the movements of the perpetrator and inform the officers and the SWAT team about those movements.
Wearing a trench coat and carrying a long gun, Deere reportedly sat out in a chair when he realized he was cornered. He yelled out he was surrendering.
No, he's saying that he is alone and he's by himself.
Quintania Crown is one of the patients who escaped without being shot.
I heard everyone in the lobby screaming, get down, and then I saw a gunman walking with a shotgun, just shooting randomly.
Crown says her boyfriend, who was with her inside the clinic, stepped out to see what was going on as shots were being fired. Tonight, she says her boyfriend is unaccounted for.
And then he was in front of me.
Ozzy Licano was sitting in his car right in front of the facility when he says the gunman walked up to his window and opened fire. Licano was hit by shattered glass.
I think I had 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds to look at him, to try to remember who he was and why he was doing that or whatever. And then the shots came through the glass. And then I started bleeding. As I was looking at him, I saw blood.
100 yards from the front doors of Planned Parenthood, surveillance video at a shopping complex shows officers with body shields moving patrons to safety. Nearby, Mitchie Cuppy hid in a restaurant. Today, she had a message for the first responders who guarded the front door.
Just thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Tonight, a law enforcement source tells CBS News suspect Robert Deere said no more baby parts as he was being taken into custody. That same source says Deere came here to the Planned Parenthood with propane tanks. Investigators believe he had every intention of shooting and firing on those propane tanks, thereby setting off a series of explosions. Jim.
David Begnaud in Colorado Springs, thank you very much. After the shooting, President Obama once again called for tighter gun control, saying, quote, "We have to do something about the easy accessibility of weapons of war on our streets to people who have no business wielding them, period. Enough is enough." Let's go to Washington now, and our Justice correspondent Jeff Pegues for more on the investigation. Good evening, Jeff.
Jim, law enforcement sources say the suspect, Robert Deere, started talking to investigators almost from the moment that he was taken into custody. And sources say he has made statements suggesting that he was specifically targeting Planned Parenthood. His behavior in custody so far has been described as erratic. Investigators have been searching the 57-year-old's property since his arrest. Over the years, he's lived in remote cabins and trailers in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Colorado. This is a photograph of his property in North Carolina near Black Mountain. He has also had several run-ins with law enforcement. Police reports and court records in South Carolina show a restraining order and an allegation of domestic violence. But it is still not clear what exactly sparked Friday's shooting. Just 2 months ago, the FBI set out an intelligence bulletin to police departments across the country after a series of threats and arsons at reproductive health care facilities across the country, including Planned Parenthood facilities. This was a bulletin that warned of lone offenders using tactics of arsons and threats typical of the pro-life extremist movement. But Planned Parenthood says there was no specific threat against the Colorado Springs clinic. Jim, law enforcement sources say state charges are imminent against Robert Deere, who could also face federal charges. He is expected in court on Monday.
Jeff Pegues with more on the suspect in this latest mass shooting. Jeff, thank you. And we're learning more tonight about the only victim of the shooting who's been identified so far. A University of Colorado at Colorado Springs police officer named Garrett Swayze. Here's Marley Hall.
Officer Garrett Swayze is being remembered tonight as a man who lived to serve. The 44-year-old campus police officer responded to a call outside his jurisdiction and was shot to death inside Planned Parenthood. Colorado Springs Mayor John Suthers.
We mourn the loss of a very brave police officer.
Swayze was a husband, a father of two, and an active member of his church. In a Facebook post, his sister wrote, "My brother was a hero in every sense of the word. He showed the world what kind of man he was yesterday when he made the ultimate sacrifice." Swayze was a native of Melrose, Massachusetts. A nationally ranked figure skater as a youth, Swayze moved to Colorado Springs to become an Olympian. He was a junior ice dance champion and trained with Olympic skater Nancy Kerrigan.
Garrett was always there, listened to me when I had something I was upset about, and always sort of putting somebody else's feelings ahead of his own.
While he never became an Olympic champion, Officer Garrett Swayze is being remembered as a hero. Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
Another big story in the middle of the country tonight is the dangerous weather. Ice is to blame for this accident in Kansas. In Oklahoma, fallen trees knocked out power to almost 60,000 people. And in Texas, it is now the wettest year on record, with major flooding blamed for the deaths of at least 4 people this week. On Thanksgiving and Black Friday, sales at retail stores were roughly 10% lower than last year, but online sales were way up. According to Adobe, Americans spent nearly $4.5 billion online Thursday and Friday, a new record. Here's Jerika Duncan.
Black Friday online sales were up more than 14% from last year, and Thanksgiving Day online shopping was up 25%. Britt Beamer is the CEO of America's Research Group. He says much of the increase came from Walmart. It offered deep discounts online starting Thanksgiving morning to compete with Amazon, which had been offering deals all week.
This year, Walmart changed the rules. So you've got retail battleship Walmart versus online battleship Amazon. And what they did on Thursday, they shot a shot across the bow.
Now you're in the spirit. Still, Beamer says Thanksgiving Day in-store shoppers likely increased by 15% since 2014. But he predicts Black Friday lost 25% of its foot traffic.
This year, you're seeing more electronics advertised on Thursday night and fewer advertised on Friday.
And more people had a list this year.
It doubled. Last year it was 30%. This year, 65% of consumers that shopped on Thursday had a list. For one reason, it's a way to control their shopping habits.
Big savings on electronics drive bargain hunters to the stores, but retailers are willing to take a hit now with hopes that people will come back before Christmas.
If I walk into a store and buy something over on Thursday and Friday, there's a 70% chance I'll come back and buy 2 or 3 more things in the season.
I saved a little bit of money. I indulged my grandkids. I'm good.
Cyber Monday sales are projected to see a 12% increase, according to Adobe. It says one product at risk of running out of stock: Star Wars action figures. Jim?
Jerika, thank you. On the American consumer calendar, what follows Black Friday? Why, Small Business Saturday, of course. Carter Evans shows us how the mom and pop shops are doing in one town. And here we go.
The question for all the shoppers who say they don't want this is whether they'll instead want to flock to this.
We were here at 6 this morning, hoping that it would get a little bit busy in the morning, but it didn't.
Jackie Cuesta owns this trendy boutique in Montrose, California.
It's got to be hard to compete with those big box retailers.
It is hard, but the difference here is that I try to carry something a little bit more special and unique so that when they come here, they're not getting the same exact thing that they're getting at the mall, and it's a lot less stressful.
Down the street at the Once Upon a Time bookstore, Joe Jang and his family are seeking refuge from the mall.
If I have to spend 6 hours of my time to get a deal, I don't think I'm getting a good deal because my time is worth money too.
Owner Maureen Palacio says her customers are getting younger. Many are millennials, she says, who want to hold an actual book and desire that personal touch.
They want to make sure that these kinds of stores stay in the community.
You're finding that people shop here specifically because they want you to succeed.
That is absolutely correct.
We've brought something unique and different and special to the community, and I think that's their way of saying thank you to us. And I think there's more to here than making a buck. Well, thank you for coming back.
But a little extra cash and bigger crowds couldn't hurt. Carter Evans, CBS News, Montrose, California.
Pope Francis is in Uganda tonight, the second stop on his trip to Africa. About 40% of Ugandans are Catholics. Alan Pizzi is traveling with the Pope.
The focus of this stop was religion, and the spectacle of Francis and his bishops making their way to an altar in the middle of an artificial lake rivaled the best pomp and ceremony the church can produce. The visit to Uganda's holiest shrine was also a veiled reference to the controversial issue of homosexuality in Africa. It honors a group of 19th century Christians who were burned alive for their faith and protecting young boys in a royal court from sexual abuse by the king. How many of the estimated 300,000 faithful who jammed the shrine made the connection was hard to judge. Uganda has some of the harshest anti-homosexuality laws in Africa. The church applied pressure to block one in 2013 that would have imposed the death penalty for certain acts. A few hours after Mass, Francis was greeted with riotous enthusiasm at what has become a signature event of his trips, a meeting with young people. Some 150,000 filled the stands and open areas at a disused airfield. The stories of Winnie Nansuba, who was born HIV positive and orphaned by the age of 7 because of AIDS, and Emmanuel Odukonyeiro, who was kidnapped and tortured by the fanatical Lord's Resistance Army, prompted Francis to dump his entire speech and speak movingly about the inspiration their stories provided. Uganda was the easiest leg of the Pope's 3 stops in Africa. Tomorrow, Pope Francis is scheduled to go to the Central African Republic, where an ongoing civil war between Muslims and Christians has flared up again. The stop is seen as being the most dangerous ever undertaken by a modern pope. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Namugongo, Uganda.
Donald Trump doubles down on his remarks about a reporter's disability. And how many bulbs did it take to light up a world record Christmas tree? The official count when the CBS Evening News continues.
Are you tired of bulky wallets crowding your purse? Is that wallet bump under your rump hurting your back? Sick of searching for ID, cards, and cash? Introducing Wonder Wallet, the amazingly flat wallet that's twice as thin as a regular wallet, but holds twice as much. Incredible! Go from bulky and fat to slim and compact. From so stuffed you can barely bend her to flat and slender. Crafted with genuine leather, Wonder Wallet features 12 clear sleeves to hold up to 24 cards, ID, gift, credit cards, insurance, and more, plus cash, organized and super slim. The secret is Wonder Wallet's patented design. It's laid out like a photo album, so it holds twice as many cards on each side. See everything at a glance. This wallet's overstuffed, but everything fits perfectly in Wonder Wallet. And why carry this big old wallet when Wonder Wallet is so thin, it all fits right in.
Wow, does it ever hold a lot of cards?
It's fabulous, nice and flat, and fits perfectly in your back pocket.
I would rather carry something like this around that is very thin and would fit everything that I have in this bulky one.
It's nice slim line, fits in there, it's comfortable and kind of invisible.
Soft, supple leather flexes, so it's comfortable to sit on, even in the car. RFID blocking stops remote scanning of cards and protects private information. Ordinary wallets can cost over $100, but get Wonder Wallet now, crafted with genuine leather for just $19.95. Available in black, tan, or red. Order right now and we'll double the offer and send a second Wonder Wallet in the same color free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 2 Wonder Wallets and over $80 value for just $19.95. This special TV offer is not available in stores. Call or click to order Wonder Wallet now.
To order for $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling plus $5.95 for the additional bonus offer, call 1-800-979-4881 or order online at getwonderwallet.com. Call or log on today. Must be 18 or older to order.
Donald Trump held not one but 2 campaign rallies today in Sarasota, Florida. The second was for the overflow crowd from the first. As Mr. Trump has done throughout his campaign, he doubled down on some remarks that created controversy earlier in the week. Here's Juliana Goldman.
Donald Trump was defiant, defensive, and definitely not apologetic.
I don't mock people that have problems, believe me. Now, people mock me with my hair.
Trump's latest controversy has snowballed over the last week. It started with the claim that he saw thousands of Muslims celebrating the collapse of the Twin Towers on September 11th, backing it up with an article describing a number of people who were allegedly seen celebrating the attacks. The reporter, Serge Kovaleski, is now with the New York Times and suffers from a disease that limits the movement of his arms. When he disputed the account, Trump hit back.
You got to see this guy. I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Trump insists he never met Kovaleski and doesn't know what he looks like. But Kovaleski says he covered the real estate mogul in the 80s, and they were even on a first-name basis.
I really don't know him. I was very expressive in saying it. I don't take that back because the person was groveling. Please nicely escort the person out.
But Trump did strike a softer tone when Black Lives Matter protesters interrupted the rally.
Don't be rude, please. Don't be rude, but don't hurt the person.
He said he learned his lesson after saying this protester should have been roughed up last week in Alabama.
Do you see how diplomatic I've become? Right? We had one person who was really, really being bad.
Trump's campaign says on Monday he'll be endorsed by 100 black pastors and religious leaders, but some attending have said it's just a meeting. Jim, in a letter posted by Ebony magazine, other religious leaders are urging them to reconsider.
Juliana Goldman covering for us tonight in our Washington newsroom. Thank you, Juliana. Up next, a man whose eyes had no color. We'll show you how doctors fixed that.
Tweezing, plucking, ugh, and I hate waxing. That's the only thing that kept me from getting into a bikini. Well, that and fettuccine Alfredo. Then I found the Yes.
The instant and pain-free hair remover from Finishing Touch that has women everywhere smiling because it's not a laser or electrolysis and it's not waxing or shaving.
And I hate waxing. OMG, the first time I had it happen, I thought, this is like torture.
You can use this from head to toe, so it doesn't matter what part of your body you need to take care of, you can do it all with one product.
With breakthrough Sensolite technology, Yes removes unwanted hair with no pain and no irritation, and hair will never grow back thicker. The secret is micro-oscillation that sweeps away unwanted hair anywhere with no pain and no irritation. Gentle on all skin types and colors, perfect for teens and tweens, and ideal for women of all ages.
I don't understand why anyone would say no when you can say yes.
Now you can say yes to legs that are soft and smooth with no nicks or cuts, and yes to removing unwanted facial hair without the pain of waxing or plucking. Finally, you can say no to painful hair removal and no to expensive alternatives that cost hundreds of dollars, and say yes to hair removal that's instant, pain-free, convenient, and affordable with the amazing Yes for just $39.99. Plus, every order today receives free shipping and our 60-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, we'll refund every penny. And ask how you can get our deluxe travel case for free.
Get gorgeous without the pain. Get Yes today.
To order for $39.99 plus free shipping, you can call 1-800-950-1739. That's 1-800-950-1739. Or you can visit us online at finishingtouchyes.com. Must be 18 or older to order. You can call or click today. Call 1-800-950-1739. That's 1-800-950-1739. We have a look tonight at some high-tech help for people born without irises.
As Dr. John LaPook reports, there is now a surgery letting people see and be seen in a different light.
When Alana and Avner Fink were planning their wedding earlier this year, they had to choose a color.
Well, first I joked I wanted purple. Originally I was thinking, oh, blue. Blue is my favorite color.
Not for napkins or bridesmaid dresses, but a color for Avner's eyes. That's because he was born without irises, which give eyes their color and regulate the amount of light that enters. Bright sunlight used to create tremendous glare. So did lights at night.
When we would walk down the street, especially at night, I could tell that he needed more help from me.
He found help at the Wills Eye Hospital in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where Dr. Brandon Ayers is pioneering a surgical procedure to implant an artificial iris for patients with missing or damaged irises.
This iris prosthesis finally helps this relatively large subset of patients who prior had no real options. It's about the size of a lifesaver.
The silicone iris was specially made for Fink.
I'm hoping that it'll work and that my life will be better.
This spring, he had the surgery on his right eye. By July, he no longer had to use a cane to walk at night, and his distance vision had improved.
He just starts reading road signs to me, and I'm like, what are you? Oh, okay, he's excited that he could see the signs.
As for the eye color, in the end, they didn't go with purple or blue, but a lovely shade of hazel. Dr. John LaPook, CBS News, New York.
Still ahead, 2 exceptions to the rule. You win some, you lose some.
Cats love to snuggle up in a warm, cozy corner, but fur goes everywhere, and cleanup is a nightmare. Introducing Kitty Shack, the only pet bed with 2 perfect places that keeps kitty warm and furniture fur-free. Look, just unzip Kitty Shack to convert from a comfy tube bed to a full-size cat mat in seconds for double the snuggling. Cats love to cuddle on your bedding, but fur flies everywhere, and that means tons of wash from shedding. But Kitty Shack's faux fleece lining and extra plush foam is the perfect retreat for kitty's catnap, keeping the shed off the bed. The secret is in the electrostatic charge that works like a magnet, trapping unwanted fur and dander.
My cat Daphne loves the cozy warmth of Kitty Shack. No matter where I put it, on a bed or a couch, she just will sleep on it for hours.
My cat spends all day lounging on the Kitty Shack. I love the Kitty Shack because I can move it to all her favorite places and keep the cat fur off my furniture.
Every cat, big or small, will crave the cozy comfort of Kitty Shack. Kitty Shack's super strong double stuffed outer ring keeps Kitty Shack open for the perfect cozy cave. Portable and lightweight, Kitty Shack keeps Kitty warm and cozy on the cold kitchen floor. On the couch, give Kitty a comfy mat and keep furniture fur-free. Just look at the difference. It's the perfect playhouse. Cats can hide or play all day. And Kitty Shack is machine washable. Pet beds can be expensive. Now Kitty Shack in your choice of brown or leopard print for just $14.95. There's more. There's even a built-in thermo-reflective core to reflect Kitty's body heat for a warm, toasty surface. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer. Just pay separate processing and handling. Keep one as a tunnel and one as a mat. You get it all for just $14.95. Call or click now.
To order Kitty Shack for $14.95 plus $11.90 processing and handling, you can call 1-800-709-8365 or order online at kittyshack.com. Must be 18 or older to order.
How's this for a Christmas display? A man in Canberra, Australia, has set the record for most lights on an artificial Christmas tree. 518,838 lights, to be exact. The tree probably wouldn't fit in your living room, however. It is 72 feet tall and made of steel. A month in, and the NBA season is off to an historic start. Take the Golden State Warriors. The defending champs have won 17 in a row to start the year, a new record. At the other end of the spectrum, the Philadelphia 76ers, who've lost 17 in a row to start their year. Coming up, a New York basketball legend comes home for a tough new job.
Are you tired of slicing and dicing by hand and bulky slicers that clutter your countertop? Stop! Introducing 1 Second Slicer, the amazing food preparation station that slices, dices, chops, minces,
and juliennes, and then serves, seals, stacks, and stores, all in one compact container the size of a loaf of bread. Why single slice a potato when you can slice the whole potato in 1 second? Slice family-sized fries lightning fast, or a pile of shoestring potatoes in a flash. Slice carrots with incredible speed in any shape or size you need. Stop crying over onions because the 1-second slicer chops whole onions in the container without the tears. Slice tomatoes with the speed of a professional chef, or make a full-size fruit salad in less than 60 seconds. The stainless steel blades are laser honed and razor sharp to slice deli meat with ease, and cutting cheese cubes is a breeze. Don't slow slice a salad when you can make an entire salad start to finish in just seconds. Or pack them up for parties with family and friends. To clean, simply push a button to release food remnants and then rinse. That's it. And then store it all together inside the container. The 1-second slicer, complete with the hinge cutting lid and storage container, stainless steel blade insert, and fresh keeping lid, is yours for just $19.95. Call now and get the amazing V-Slicer to speed slice sausage in the container, veggies on the cutting board, cheese on top of a salad, or a mountain of coleslaw in seconds. The V-Slicer set is a $20 value, but it's yours absolutely free. But wait, order now and we'll double the offer and send a second complete set. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get 2 1-second slicer sets, an incredible $80 value, all for just $19.95. Here's how to order.
To order for $19.95 plus $7.95 shipping and handling plus $7.95 for the bonus offer, you can call 1-800-709-1238 or go online to onesecondslicer.com. Must be 18 or older to order.
Hall of Famer Chris Mullin is one of New York City's all-time basketball greats. And now, 30 years after he led St. John's to the Final Four, he's come home to take over a program that's seen better days. Among those watching most closely, his old coach, Lou Carnesecca. 23 years after Lou Carnesecca retired, his best player has come home. After his St. John's team won its opening game, Mullin's first ever as a coach, he came up into the stands and kissed his mentor's hand.
He's got to be him. Can't be Carnesecca. He can't be Joe Lapsy. He's got to be Chris Mullin. And it's got to come out. That's got to come out.
What is the secret to being a great coach?
Very simple. Get good players and be able to mold them together.
When you're here and he raises, don't do this.
And in that, Lou Carnesecca says Mullin, the coach, has a tool that he never did.
He'll show him how to do it. I could never show him how to do it, but he'll be able to show it. That's a big force. It's not coming out of a book. You see it. It's right there in front of you.
You got to take it with your body.
We saw it at Mullin's practices.
No, you go from a down into a drop.
Coaching his players by showing them.
When he raises up, you're just going this way. Yeah. That's a 50-50 ball. Okay. You got the inside position, don't give it up. Jump to the ball, now. See ball, now. Jump to the ball.
And we saw a coaching philosophy that matches the way he played.
Now.
Work harder.
Over the top.
Run that play.
Get low.
Now run it again.
Open it through.
He's also hired a top-notch staff, including fellow NBA Hall of Famer Mitch Richmond.
You want to control the game, control the ball.
And Barry Slice Rorson, who's known as an ace recruiter. Slice says Mullin himself is the best recruiting weapon, especially in New York City.
You really can't make it past the block without somebody, stopping him, yelling out Chris Mullin, St. John's. It's almost like one and the same. It's like synonymous, as you walk the streets of New York.
Chris Mullin, St. John's.
Chris Mullin, St. John's. Chris Mullin, St. John's, okay?
And you can see our full story on Chris Mullin's homecoming, along with the rest of 60 Minutes Sports, Tuesday night on Showtime. And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Jim Axelrod in New York. Thanks for joining us, and good night.
Next on CBS 2 News at 6, an abandoned newborn rescued from the riverbed, freezing cold but alive. Where are her parents? And here's a look at the Santa Monica Pier. The chance for scattered to isolated showers tonight. Freeze warnings in place. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Plus, abortion rights supporters demonstrate in LA and around the country following the rampage at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado. And
Southern California's epic crosstown rivalry. UCLA and USC superfans have been partying all day long. We'll have highlights.
those stories and any late-breaking news next at 6.
I really love my Providence doctor.
I never feel like she's rushing me through.
And all the nurses are very nice to you, too.
I had my first baby here at Providence, and I can't imagine going anywhere else.
The MyChart system is wonderful because I can access it from my home computer.